see it in my eyes, all I do is hustle. They tried to knock me off my feet, I'm ready to rumble. Feel like I ain't ate in weeks, working off the muscle. Oh yeah, oh my, we ride for my brothers, no lie. All you can die, never wrong, they right. I ain't changing my side, yeah, we in it for life. When I been up is magic, with the gang, we ball out, it can get tragic. All we got.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us in downtown New Orleans at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the New Orleans Saints. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Rodgers now on first down. The left side completion to Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up a second down.
They're going to need some therapy after this. 50. Mike's 47.
Throwing is Rodgers. Looking for Sanders here on the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Emmanuel Sanders, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up first and 10.
Don't get nervous now. We ain't beginning to tear you up. Don't get nervous.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up second and 5 at the 47-yard line.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5.
You gonna see me in your nightmares.
To throw is Bridgewater. And he fires one incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They come up now, 3rd and 5, following the incomplete pass.
You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. 66. Pull it. Now. Bobo's the Mike. Mike's Bobo.
Bridgewater now. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense. that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he's going to take this across the 50 and into Saints territory. Tackle is made by Cameron Jordan.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple yards out of it, because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rodgers toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
Hey, Charlie. 57 to Mike. 57 to Mike.
On 3rd down, Rodgers. He's going to wind up and air it out. And almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming. Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the 1st half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
Me and you all day. All day. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Check.
And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter.
Let's go. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Switch.
Now on 2nd and 13, Bridgewater. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. 1st quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
They throw right away, and that's complete out on the right side. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 26 yards. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Now Jones trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal. They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now. Now Rodgers, and it's caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
And, partner, I think that was a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
The crowd here in the Dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal.
26. Hey, team 6. Team 6.
To throw is Rodgers. Touchdown, Packers. Des Bryant, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super.
Oh, this is blocked. This is going the other way. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. The 40, the 20, 10. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points. So after the block PAT, they're ready to kick this one off. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that colored jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Let's go deep, tighten up. Let's go deep, tighten up.
Bridgewater on 1st down. To the right side and complete to Thomas. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
It's a gain of 9.
He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out?
And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble.
Result of the play, 1st down and goal.
They've made goal line offense a priority on the practice field this week. This is exactly the situation they've been prepping for.
Motion. Hey, check motion, man. Put your hands on him.
They'll try to run it in with Murray. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Latavius Murray, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Saints have taken the lead. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one.
Ricky. Say.
They're going to try and run. And he'll get into the end zone. So that pushes the lead up to 4. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
I don't think you got it, son.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
On 2nd and 7, Rodgers got his man complete over the middle. It's Bowers. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
A 3-yard gain on the play brings up 3rd down.
319. 27.
Rodgers going to throw. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37.
Gain of 6. First down, Packers.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. 10-6 the score after 1 right here on EA Sports. The Packers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
318. Here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass. 150. Hey, you block over here.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Looking down, and this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Packers. Dez Bryant, 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And once again, the Packers, they're back out in front. Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead. But they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen, took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fairly short kick, taken at the 14 here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, they'll start this drive at about the 37-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We have witnessed touchdowns on back-to-back drives. We'll see if the offense can continue this uptick here.
And I know you're looking at me funny. You're wondering when I'm going to get upset watching these guys go up and down field, aren't you?
I wasn't looking at you. I got something in my eye.
That's the excuse that you always use for something like that. Listen, I appreciate good offensive football as much as the next person. When it's played well and is skillful, I'm with it. And right now, this is exciting.
Oh, the defender likes it.
Ready. 18 gator. 18 gator. Go. Check.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
Check pass. Watch safety creep.
Toss play, Kamara. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Wide. Get wide. Yeah. Get moving, man. Move it. You got to get that.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. A shotgun handoff. This is Murray now. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And a pickup of about 4 down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old-school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. A give. This is Kamara. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game. And while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Here's Kamara, and he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, but sometimes the other guys make a play against you. What's that expression they like to use in the NFL? Those guys get paid too, you know.
Yeah, in college they say, hey, they're on scholarship too. In the NFL, they're getting paid too. With the day he's had, you can have one go in the wrong direction. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
Come on, let's go.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from...
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Cameron Jordan able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here's Rodgers on 3rd down. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Cameron Jordan in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. Here's J.K. Scott now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. So that'll be marked down as a 19-yard punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
Get him, boy! Get him, boy!
A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. On second down, Kamara. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Mike Daniels makes the tackle. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on third down. Throwing, Bridgewater. Open man is Michael Thomas. And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Well, earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to defend him. I think you used the term bottle him up at different levels. They've struggled to do that.
They certainly have, because when you see them approach, in order to bottle them up at different levels, that front line's got to take care of business. Otherwise, he starts to sift through.
And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third and goal.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Drop. Check safety, check safety.
They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. 4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2, as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. A field goal would break the tie, but look at this. Instead, they're going to go for it on 4th and goal. Here we go with Kamara. And he'll wind up being knocked back to the 3-yard line. Kamara on 4th and goal, unable to get in. And the Packer defense stands tall down by the goal line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get them much, maybe a yard, and that's all. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. So we come upon halftime with a tie score, 13-all. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So all square here in this third quarter as the kick's away. Fairly short kick, taking it to 14 here. And he breaks it all the way out to the 38-yard line. Great return.
At their own 38-yard line.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Ready? Ancient data. Quit talking about it and bring it.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Looking deep downfield. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
But has not been the best game for him, but he definitely tried to get by with a little help from his friend there, trying to create a big play.
Couldn't do it, fell incomplete. But you're right, hasn't been a banner game here in the second half, just trying to get going.
Big thing is trying to keep confidence up and continue to fire.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
Here we go. 42 is the flag. They can't hang with us. 36. Shoot. Watch the shoot.
Off the play fake, Bridgewater. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. That'll go as a punt of 32 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. After the penalty, it's Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they're going to take possession of the football inside the 15 at the 14-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you get a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 11-yard line.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Feels right. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Bridgewater to throw it. That's caught. It's Thomas. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
A field goal would get them the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. Play action now. Bridgewater. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. The ex-Iowa Hawkeye Mike Daniels in for the sack.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
Jim. Here we go. Look at this.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments.
Hey, you block over here. 57's the mic. Watch 57.
On 2nd and 12, Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Going deep here for Bryant. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone. And especially against deep balls, as we saw there, they're not giving up anything to him.
And this kick will be touchdown as they spot it inside the 45-yard line. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Now Kamara. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
On 2nd and 9, Bridgewater. This is complete to Michael Thomas. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. Vanderbilt's own Oren Burks had the tackle defensively.
4 yards on the field. 2nd and 6 at the 32-yard line.
Again, it's Kamara. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Running with Kamara. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now it's a bootleg with Bridgewater. Steps away. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. On play action, it's Bridgewater. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. And, partner, they found a gap there on the post pattern, and it was in the middle third of the field.
And that's really difficult to do because ordinarily the safeties are back there to prevent that happening. But they found the opening and exploited it.
Lutz with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Cameron Jordan make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. The Packers go for it. Rodgers flushed out right. Bryant with a catch right side. And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags. Charles, did I just hear that right? They declined the personal foul. 3 yards, they just declined them.
And I have to think that the official is thinking to himself, did I just hear that correctly, that you declined that one? All I can think of is that someone on the field got confused. Because it had to, because you're going to take the yards on that penalty each and every time.
Now we've got whistles, and the man slow to get up here is Jones. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And Graham's got it over the middle. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 31-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. And Bryant's got it over the middle. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it. But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Rodgers now to throw. He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. 20, 10, and he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. And that one will pretty much erase any hopes of a fourth-quarter comeback.
With emphasis, interception, return for touchdown. Door closed, locked, reinforced.
Lutz good on the extra point, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him and they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
All day. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up.
They'll go again to Jones. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
Switch up. Check.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
Scan 300. Hey, check Mike 57. Bravo. And we heavy on the edges. Mike's 57. 57's Mike.
Let's set a tone, fellas. Let's set a tone.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. It's caught by Bryant, and he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Jones. Tackle there by Alex Anzalone. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Blue 58. 57. Come on. 26.
Again, it's Jones. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. Now the Saints will use their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. The Packers on third down. Not so hot. 2 for 9 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Jones. And he loses the football a second time.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. A 4th quarter score from the Meadowlands. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. 2 timeouts remaining defensively, but that shouldn't make much difference right here.
It really shouldn't, but a lot of coaches look at it similar to baseball with the intentional walk.
Always bringing in other sports.
Listen, think about the intentional walk, right? What if one gets...
Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Zadarius Smith in there to make the sack on what will be the final act in this ball game. So this one, a victory here for New Orleans. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second-half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for New Orleans, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Green Bay, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.